Aha, there we go. Okay, so the chat bans for this game are going to be Urgot, Cashin, Ezreal, and Teemo. DominateDominion.com, League of Legends Dominion Tournament number 25. This is the round of 4 game. Cheese Enema versus Point Defense. Cheese Enema banning Urgot, Point Defense banning Cashin, Cheese Enema banning Ezreal, Point Defense banning Teemo. Total bans, Urgot, Cashin, Ezreal, Teemo. And we will see what else gets banned when we go into the other thing. Oh gosh, Wawix, why would you do that? Post all the bans. Oop, I moved the screen. Did that screw up anything? Is that? No, okay, it doesn't mess up anything. I moved my thing and it didn't do anything, so it looks like it was fine. Okay, so. Oh, wait, the Glippity Glops. Where are they? Aha. And aha! There you go. Now you have no idea what summoner spells they're using. By a pixel? Down by a pixel. Okay. It might be a little bit off-center, but it seems like it will be okay. So let's see what the next ban is. Kha'Zix. Kha'Zix is a really good champion because he can jump over walls that other champions cannot. Does a lot of good burst damage. Can really kill the crap out of people. Evelynn getting banned because Evelynn is stealthy and runs around and AP burst and you die. Which is bad, because if you die, then you can't defend points or capture points. Lulu is also getting banned. Lulu's a really good champion because she makes any of her allies' HP alive. Just when you thought you burst somebody down, Lulu happens. They get a damage shield or a health increase and suddenly they're alive and all of your stuff is on cooldown and they're really angry. And then Lulu and whoever their friend is will probably kill you, or at least chase you away from the point. Lulu's also a really good kiter, and she can delay pretty handily too. Wukong getting banned also. Wukong is a durable champion, great AoE airborne with his ultimate, which is really obnoxious when you're turtling up on a point. He just sweeps in there and just beats everyone with a stick. And he's just all around good champion. He can do damage, he's got an armor reduction. Armor reduction is great. Seeing Pantheon get banned. Pantheon's got a good global map presence with Grand Skyfall. Does a lot of damage. Good at finishing off targets. He's got a stun. Stuns are amazing. Stuns are stuns. Sorry, there's something on my desk. I had to move it. And let's find out who this last ban is going to be. Jace. Because Jace is from the future. And if you have him, then that means that it's bad. Because he knows what's happening. And will tell you. Then you know how to beat the enemy team. Don't do that. Jace, not even once. But in reality, he's got long-range harass with the Shock Blast. He's got a hammer that does a ton of damage. He's a durable champion. He moves really fast. He speeds up the whole team. And yeah, just all around good champion from the future, mind you. SifuCalvin gonna pick up Darius. Talked about Darius in the first game. Darius has a slow. He has a grab with apprehend. And he does true damage with his ultimate, and which is really good for finishing off a target. Just when you thought you were tanky enough, no. Darius. Sauron got Jax! Oh, I'm happy now. Sauron, who admittedly is not the biggest fan of playing Jax, is extremely good at playing Jax. I watched a game with Sauron once, and I watched several games with Sauron in them. And, like, he will pick different abilities against different champions. Like, he will pick different abilities for, like, what his items are. Like, he just is such a smart player, and he's just, oh man, Sauron gets Jax. The only way this could have been better is if ZaberZ had Teemo also, but they're smart enough to ban Teemo against ZaberZ. I don't think we'll ever see ZaberZ Teemo again, because ZaberZ is an amazing player at that champion. But ZaberZ going to pick up Amumu instead. And Amumu, we talked about in the last game, Amumu's got a lot of AoE. He's got AoE damage with Tantrum. He's got AoE damage with Despair. He's got AoE damage with Curse of the Sad Mummy. So very, very good at multiple target disruption. And Banish Toss is a great initiate. He Banish Tosses on a target, stuns it. Jax follows him with a Leap Strike, stuns the entire team with counterattack. Just stun, stun, stun no matter what. It's a really good combo to have. And Jax's late game damage is just crazy. So, Amumu, Jax, really good champions. They pair up well together. On the other side, we're going to see a Nunu, not to be confused with Amumu. There's a space between those two words. A Nunu, And Nunu makes a great bottom lane champion. He's got really good sustain. He can harass. Absolute Zero is really cool when it lands. And we're going to see Talon, who's good at jumping into fights, hitting a lot of people at once. He's got a good multiple target interrupt. And he can do a lot of damage. He's got silence. Silences suck. I mean, you ever go try and cast a spell and you're silenced? Exactly. You're probably dead. It's horrible. Don't get silenced. Talon does good damage with melee. He's a good auto attack champion. Works well with you know, items like Black Cleaver, Sanguine Blade, etc. And just the fact that he's got the stealth and the leap with Noxian Diplomacy, I think it's called, that he can just really get into engagements really easily and get out of engagements really easily too. So, tough champion to deal with, but he does suffer from range a little bit because he's just so short range. Like, Rake isn't even that long of a ranged ability. We're going to see Lee Sin, and Lee Sin's good because he doesn't care about walls. He's got a really long distance initiate. He can kick people, and it's really cool to kick people in this game. You kick them off the tower, literally, so that's pretty awesome. Lee Sin does good damage, he's got good chase, and he reveals stealth, which is going to make him damned useful against Talon. Because if Talon pops that ultimate, tries stealth out, Lee Sin will be able to tag him and reveal him. Very, very good. We're seeing MagiMelkor picking up Maokai for the team. He's probably going to pass it over to Nekrogen, because Nekrogen plays a really good... What's it called? What's that dude called? Nekrogen plays a really good Maokai. And Maokai's a good champ because he's durable, he can delay, he's got an interrupt, he's got a snare, he has a giant damage reduction thing, he's got a long range to harass, but he's just sort of a slower champion, which is why, I mean, he gets used a lot, but at the same time, he's not always the... You shouldn't just pick him every single time. That's why you don't see him get banned, because he's easy to deal with because of his speed. And positioning also helps out a lot against that. We're seeing Malphite, who Malphite's a character that's sort of kind of fallen off in popularity. Malphite is very, very good against AD champions, and in this case, when you see a Jax and a Lee Sin on the other team, picking up Malphite's going to be really helpful because of that AoE. AoE attack speed slow. He's also made out of armor, has an AoE airborne on top of that, so it's a great initiate with that. Goes in with that, or just goes in however he wants to get in, and tag people with that. Attack speed slow. Really helps his team out a lot. Great tank. And Zyra has amazing area control. Lots of AoEs, lots of things that cover a lot of area. The plants can hit a large radius around them. She has a line effect. She has one small AoE, one big AoE. She's got a small blast marker and a large blast marker and a flamer template. Someone in the chat knows what I'm talking about, and they're really cool. But Zyra's got great area control, and that's what makes her so useful. And even when she's dead, she has another line effect on top of that that goes through multiple people and deals true damage. True damage from Darius, true damage from Zyra. That's going to be rough. But on the other side, the last pick that we're seeing on the other team, we are going to see LeBlanc. And I don't see LeBlanc terribly often. I've seen DominateDominion's own TheFeetski play some awesome LeBlanc sometimes, and some terrible LeBlanc once in a while. But let's just focus on the awesome. LeBlanc, I've seen plays from LeBlanc go every different way. I've seen it be LeBlanc walks into a fight, gets focused, and dies. I've also seen engagements where LeBlanc, I as a commentator, don't even know where she is because of double distortion, and it's like, where did LeBlanc go? And two people are dead, and LeBlanc's like walking away off screen, and I'm like, how did this happen? It's just a question of, are you going to be able to get your abilities off? If you can, LeBlanc will destroy people very handily. I think that the biggest foil that LeBlanc is going to have is Talon, because Talon has a silence. If she gets apprehended by Darius, no big deal. She's got distortion, and she can mimic distortion again if she needs to. If she gets silenced by Talon, she's probably going to die a very hideous, unfortunate death. But you've also got the option for the double snare with mimic, or the double silence, you know, sigil. And just LeBlanc with mimic is just super awesome. She can be extraordinarily mobile. She can have heavy crowd control, heavy interruption, do a ton of damage in the process. Just good champion to have, but extremely fragile. Let's pull the summoner blockers out of the way so you guys can see what's actually going on. I don't know. I make up words sometimes, guys. It's alright. It's a Gandarism. It's unique to this broadcast. Come here, you see them every week. Summoner spells look pretty normal. Nothing out of the ordinary here. There's a lot of, there's some revives, which is good, because let me tell you about Revive, for anyone that doesn't know about Revive, in case we got any new viewers to the broadcast here. Revive is great because you can't defend while you're dead. And Revive just stops you from being dead. That's pretty good. Just when you thought that they were going to take that bottom tower, no. Revive, you go back down there, you stop them from capping your bottom lane. Just when you thought that you got picked off early and weren't going to be there for the lopsided 4v3 team fight that was brewing, no. Revive, you get back up there in time to be in the fight. And it's a thing. It's so good. Plus, it gives you a little bit extra hit points, I think, unless they change that mastery. I need to review the patch changes. I'm so sorry. But Revive's great, because the only way to counter Revive is another Revive. That's why you tend to see Revive. And the more people that use Revive, the better. If one person out of 3 revives, he's probably not going to be able to defend against the other 3 guys. If 3 people revive, great. Awesome. Because time spent alive is the most important thing in this game mode. Now, Garrison's great for defending towers, mostly for defending towers. It can be useful offensively, but it's more of a defensive-oriented spell. Exhaust is good because when you just really want to make someone not kill people, you hit Exhaust on them. So you'll see those Exhausts on Jax and Talon a lot in this game. You'll probably also see them to a lesser extent on LeBlanc and Darius. Because Darius deals true damage, doesn't care. And we're seeing an Ignite. Ignite's great. It does a little bit of extra damage, and it really disrupts people's healing. So you'll see that get put on Nunu a lot because he's down there in the bottom lane. So you try and get no engagement with him. You want to tag him with the Ignite so he can't eat a minion. And overlay while the game screen changes. No, it went away too fast. Oh well. I can bring it up over here. And we are going to hit the loading screen. I'm going to tab back over to it now. There's a little bit of screen flicker during the transitions. That's why I like to throw the overlay up. So this is, once again, the DominateDominion.com League of Legends Dominion Tournament number 35. I'm your caster and streamer this week. I am Gander of the gaming clan VATOCLAN. And we have Cheese Enema versus Point Defense. Cheese Enema on the top half of the map. We have SifuCalvin playing as Darius. We have Wawix playing as Zyra, brownbruiser playing as Talon, Kraogg playing as Malphite, Lerch playing as Nunu, and on Point Defense's team we have Sauron playing as Jax, ZaberZ playing as Amumu, hipeoples as Lee Sin, MagiMelkor as Winter Christmas LeBlanc, Mistletoe LeBlanc. It even says the skin names right there. Yes! And Nekrogen playing as Maokai. So Nekrogen's probably going to be in the bottom lane. Nunu's probably going to be in the bottom lane. Oh, hey, look, they're already lined up next to each other. It's like they knew exactly what was going on. Let's see what they buy. Let's make sure I have this scene set up correctly. Dude? No, come on, go back. Yeah, okay, cool. It does show correctly. Oops, sorry about that. No! Screen's freaking out a little bit. Put that back over there, put that back over there. Okay. Zyra, those plants are growing on thin air. That's not okay. There's nothing underneath them. They're just... Zyra, what do? How do you do that, Zyra? And over here on this side we have a Maokai with a fire pit and a fire sapling and a yellow Jax with a Pac-Man on him. He has a Pac-Man Jax. So we're seeing a lot of boots, prospectors items. We're seeing the no boots but sustain item opening for the bottom laners with the no boots catalyst and the no boots revolver. Look at the boots later on, but they don't need it terribly at the beginning of the game. Seeing Sauron, he's gone 1-1-1, put one in every one of his abilities. We'll see which one he decides to opt to power up first. Nekrogen going with the extra health pot as opposed to Nunu, who's getting the 2 mana pots right there. The battle has begun. Let's follow the red team up. We always follow the blue team up. Let's follow the red team up. Jax has a stick. And LeBlanc has a Christmas. Amumu has a brain. Lee Sin has a can't see. Why won't Gangplank give him an orange? Scurvy now remove scurvy now cures blinds. Just give him an orange, Gangplank. Going up to the top of the map right now. You can see both teams up here. Misses with the thing. It's called Shockwave or something like that. I don't remember. It's got an ability name. And LeBlanc tagging Kraogg with the snare. This will be damage at him, and SifuCalvin pokes his head out, takes a bunch of damage, and it looks like the fight's going to start. Sauron goes in, drops a counterattack, hits everybody with it. Brownbruiser takes a ton of damage, and gets to go a free trip back to the summoner platform. Darius goes down. The entire side of Point Defense's team getting lower and lower on health as moments pass. Now Kraogg is going to try and kill LeBlanc, but LeBlanc is actually 2 people right now. Kraogg gets snared. ZaberZ picks up the double kill right there, and Wawix can end both of them if he is able to connect. Oh, ZaberZ going over the thing. LeBlanc misses with, nope, she did tag him with the snare. Gets the damage in on him. Amumu does go down. Distortion's over. Tags him with the sigil, but gets killed off by Wawix's Zyra right there. And now it's Sauron and hipeoples duking it out against the entire enemy team. Sauron's like, hey, wait a minute, this is not going so well. I can't 2v1 yet. Gets taken down, unfortunately. But we're going to see Amumu and LeBlanc heading back up to the top tower. And brownbruiser with the preemptive silence right there wanted to buy some extra time in order to try and get capture. And you tethered a plant. I did not know you could do that. That is brand new information. And Kraogg now chasing ZaberZ and Melkor out of the fight. And brownbruiser's Talon right there. Uh-oh, snare, bandage, toss combo. brownbruiser has got a health potion. He's going to be completely okay unless LeBlanc can just one auto attack. Nope, hit 6, hit stealth. MagiMelkor is going to get killed. That tower damage was rather good, I would say. Nekrogen chasing Lerch all the way back up to the tower. Seeing Nunu bot in another game so far this tourney. There's so many minions right there. The tower just going lower and lower. Lerch gets airborne, and it's going to go neutral. Nekrogen has been able to do some good for his team right there, stopping the clock for a little while, and goes for the Twisted Advance in on SifuCalvin to try and get away as they were slowly gaining ground, but he wanted to get some damage in while he could. And it's a little bit of a speed bump right there. So there's 3 down here at the bottom. Not enough people up here at the top to deal with Point Defense. They had 3 people down there at the bottom. Only Zyra at the top. Kraogg is going to show up a little bit late to the party. Lisa knows, get back! Gets kicked in the head. Kraogg flies up against the wall. Gets bandage tossed, stapled to the ground by Amumu right there. But he does manage to close enough range to be able to throw down the Garrison and uses the Unstoppable Force to interrupt ZaberZ. Kraogg did not want to let that tower go. Bought enough tower time for brownbruiser to close the gap and get back up there. But minions are chipping away at it once again, and there's that durable and delay thing that I was talking about earlier on the cast. You know, you just got to be able to delay and hold and wait for your teammates to get there. Sauron was able to deliver a stun on him while he was stealth, which limited his ability to gain position, and now they're going to get the tower, but Darius is right there, and this could be leap strikes out, misses with the bandage toss. Things going every which direction, and there goes the Curse of the Sad Mummy right there. Sauron's going to go in. He's going to drop the stun. Not able to land it, though, unfortunately, before the Noxian Guillotine completes. So they are going to turn that tower around, and Melkor can't really do anything about that, unfortunately. Melkor is going to walk right past the broken minecart track, going to head down to the bottom lane, and we'll see what happens with Lerch down here. Melkor coming down to the bottom, walking, gonna maybe see some damage on Lerch. Yes, there goes the burst off right there. Lerch taking a lot of damage right away. Gets caught by the airborne, gets snared by LeBlanc. Sapling intercepted by SifuCalvin, but the Sigil Silence is going to take him down. And now SifuCalvin is going to try and beat up LeBlanc a little bit, but Tether is landed and gets him. Are we going to see him follow up? No, we're not going to see the Twisted Advance follow up. They just wanted to hurt Nunu and get him out of the way there. Top end of the map, we got another lopsided engagement. Kraogg is 1v3 once again and gets taken down very quickly that time. The fight going a lot differently, whereas before he was able to delay for a significant amount of time. That time, not so much. ZaberZ does tag him with a bandage toss, and brownbruiser is going to have to Noxian jump thing out from away from that. Stealth's away. Sauron's able to pick up the neutral right there, and ZaberZ hipeoples are able to pick up the kill. Now Wawix's Zyra is like, I have a plant, and Sauron's like, no, I'm a lawnmower, and he gets rid of it. Wawix gets chased away by LeBlanc. SifuCalvin moving up towards the windmill now. ZaberZ fires a bandage toss to the wall, but doesn't connect with anything. And we're seeing a couple of recalls right there. Melkor and ZaberZ active on the map right now. And let's see, it looks like they're going for a gank down here in the bottom lane. Got Lerch over here. Got Nekrogen over here. Got Darius over there. The Amumu over here. LeBlanc, Jax, Lee Sin, Malphite, Zyra, Talon, roll call complete down at the bottom lane, though they do go for that engagement. The Absolute Zero does a ton of damage. Nekrogen does mitigate some of that with the Maelstrom, though, and not quite killed by the Noxian Guillotine. Has to go for a Devastate after that. in order to pick up the kill. But now all of his stuff on cooldown, and Sauron is right there. He has something to say about that, although there's that exhaust I was talking about. Both of them exhausting each other, actually, so this kind of cancels itself out a little bit there. Lerch coming up from the bottom. He's going to try and get the slow off on Sauron. He's looking to try and close the gap to do it. Nekrogen's going to try and get in range to stop Lerch from being able to deliver that damage, and not quite able to do so. Twisted Advance does go off, though. Are they going to fight this out? It looks like they are. There goes the stun on Lerch. Sauron gets a double kill. And they're going to try and turn around this tower. Sauron smells what Lerch's Nunu bot is cooking, and he's going to get on out of there. Leap strikes out too. A minion does not want any of that. Up at the top end of the map, there is... Yeah. There's not a lot going on. Okay, Talon over here, middle of the map. And Nekrogen getting chased by Nunu. Gets him with the airborne right there. Buys himself a couple more seconds to try and get away. Over the wall right there. Nekrogen is just running, living, more living. ZaberZ going to come around. We're going to see that bandage toss. Yes, goes in, tags Lerch with it. And he's going to start chasing them back the other way. Curse the Samurai tags both of them, which is going to buy a lot of time for Melkor to get down here and start unloading on brownbruiser. But brownbruiser stealths away. Unfortunately, Melkor not able to connect, unfortunately, because you can't fight what you can't see. But Sauron, the jig is up. Runs right around that corner and right into Sauron. That's not a place that you want to be, but with so much focus down there on the bottom, there's no one up here to defend the top. So they're going to trade the windmill for this bottom tower, unless Zyra is able to get in and interrupt it, and I don't think he's going to be able to. Nope. Was not able to do that. See, Sauron's got the Brutalizer. He's going for something else now, buying another longsword. Probably going to see a Phage or something like that. Being built from him. Zyra's got the Blackfire Torch rolling already. Nunu has went and gotten those boots. We see some MR, some Mana Rig, and some AP. Everything looking kind of normal right now. We get the Rod of Ages on Maokai. Nothing out of the ordinary there. ZaberZ goes in for Lerch, and Nekrogen goes in for SifuCalvin. Bops him with the Airborne. Lerch turns around, tries to get a little bit of cap in, but no, the Sapling's got something to say about that, and it's largely a 2v1 engagement over here on Darius. Tries to get with the Noxian Guillotine. ZaberZ is going to die to the dot tick predominantly. That chipping away at him throughout that entirety of that engagement. And they are going to be able to get that point back, though. At the top end of the map, though, it's a different story once again. It's lopsided engagement after lopsided engagement. Kraogg trying to defend as best he can by himself. Wawix just a little bit too far away right there. hipeoples Leeson trying to close the gap. Misses with the Sonic Wave, unfortunately. And the tower is going to go neutral there. Up at that upper end of the map. Wawix trying to kind of interrupt it, but doesn't really have a... Isn't really in too good of a spot. Wawix can just die. Unfortunately, Zyra is not terribly durable. I mean, we see pen boots, and there's some health on the Blackfire Torch there, but it's really not enough to keep Zyra alive through Jax auto-attacking for several seconds. brownbruiser is going to take this center relic because he is an archaeologist like that. A game of bushes. Let's see what happens here. Melkor steps out. They see Melkor. I don't know if they see Sauron yet. Oh, they're going to go down around the bottom. ZaberZ is in there. Checks it with the rake. Oh, gets a good bandage toss in on SifuCalvin, but there's not anyone there to follow it up, really. Sauron comes in afterwards. There's the exhaust on Darius there. And the Curse of the Sad Mummy goes down, but there's just no one there to follow up on that. Leeson was a little bit too far south. LeBlanc was a little bit too far north and going to try and... Oh, get him! MagiMelkor's got him. Taking down Darius, but getting killed in the exchange, unfortunately. And now hipeoples is... Gonna recall? Nope, he's gonna... What's hipeoples gonna do? hipeoples gonna reveal himself. Head up towards the top here. Get caught by Zyra. Get silenced by Talon. All these bad things happening at once to him. He kicks him out away. Tries to get in range to interrupt Kraogg, but is not able to do so, though. There was a great Curse of the Sad Mummy by Amumu, but there was just no damage to follow it up with, unfortunately. See Lerch beating up some minions over here. Nekrogen doesn't believe in minions, so he's gonna be over there a little bit. And Amumu and LeBlanc heading up towards the upper end of the map. Got Sauron up there with them as well. And Kraogg is going to do that defending thing again that he's been doing this whole game, where he's like, I'm up here by myself. I have to defend this tower. Oh, no, he does have Darius up here with him. Misses the snare, unfortunately. Sauron gets apprehended, gets pulled in, gets exhausted, but the exhaust doesn't matter because the stun from the counterattack is still going to land. Defensive Garrison on that tower to buy it some extra time if they do try to turn around and start capturing it. ZaberZ gets exhausted. He's running, and hipeoples comes in with a safeguard, but it's not enough to keep him alive, unfortunately. And, I mean, gets airborne right there. I mean, the Hexbreaker procs, but still, it's not quite enough. Now Sauron is beating up Wawix. Wawix is dead. brownbruiser might be next. Yes! Picks up the double kill, and then can he mob all the way on up to this tower? I don't know if he'll be able to take down Malphite or not. Malphite does have a lot of armor, but he's really not returning a lot of damage right now, unfortunately. He doesn't have a Thorn Mail or anything else like that. And Sauron has got a Black Cleaver and some long swords and he's got some pretty good damage rolling so far, but he's just going to opt to go ahead and recall because he knows he can't take that. Plus, he has allies on their way up already. The time it takes him to recall and get back up, he will get there roughly the same time that Zyra and Talon do. So that was a really opportune time to recall, since it really wasn't losing him that much. brownbruiser, not brownbruiser, hipeoples over there, hanging out. We got brownbruiser and Wawix on the left side of the map over here. Zyra going up for, gets him with the thing. Goes in on him, goes the just leap strike, one thing after another. Lee Sin tags him, goes in on the Sonic Wave, and then Jax follows up with a leap strike. Now SifuCalvin, in the middle of a point defense sandwich, gets killed off very, very quickly. Wawix's health plummets, and the top fight gets swept. The true damage not able to deliver them from harm from Zyra right there. And Kraogg, again, with defense at the last moment, throwing down the Garrison. Kraogg has been an amazing defender so far this entire game long so far. Well, he does get taken down. Now SifuCalvin's got something to say about these two. Pulls him in, gets Jax, not able to kill hipeoples, unfortunately. Point is able to be defended there. Nekrogen keeping Lerch away from this point, trying to kill him, not quite able to do so, doesn't quite have the damage to it. Now hipeoples has to fall back to the drill, but ZaberZ and MagiMelkor are there. Got him with the Sonic Wave, goes right over the wall. hipeoples has some, the bandage toss gets him. Zyra goes down, turns around, goes back over here, interrupts SifuCalvin. The point is neutral right now, and double kill for Amumu right there, able to pick up the retreating Talon. And hipeoples, having hit that revive, gets back on the field immediately there, and he's trying to chase SifuCalvin away, but finds Kraogg right over there. ZaberZ is doing the best he can to turn this tower around as quickly as he can to get the clock. So that it's not quite depreciating as quickly for their team. Lerch has still got Nekrogen pushed up against this tower, but that should be okay. Apparently. Got Melkor and Sauron going around down for this bottom point here. This is the quest objective point, so it will actually be kind of cool if they're able to get this. And Sauron goes in with the counterattack, stun, and everything. Lerch got exploded. Yeti poaching is rampant in this game. See, brownbruiser trying to stealth in. Tons of damage on Melkor right away, and that's what I was talking about early on. LeBlanc can be very, very good, but she's very susceptible to being burst down. The Grandmasters might keeping Sauron alive a little bit longer, but nope! Noxian Guillotine doesn't care that you have your ult up, Jax. It's just going to kill you instead. And Nekrogen has to run away from SifuCalvin. But top of the map, there is a lopsided engagement. hipeoples ZaberZ against Kraogg under the tower. This is an unstoppable force right there. ZaberZ turns around, bandage tosses in, takes him down. They are going to live quite okay there. Nekrogen, it looks a little bit, I'm not kind of scared for you, dude. Are we going to see some deforestation right there? Bringing the axe down and chopping that tree down to ground level right there. Melkor goes in, misses with the snare, unfortunately, though. And Darius is going to... Nope, Zyra got the KB on LeBlanc right there. And now Lerch helping Zyra take down Jax as well. Wawix picking up a couple kills right there. But MagiMelkor does get back on the field quick enough with that revive in order to kind of keep them away from it. Now, ZaberZ and hipeoples just continuing to Pac-Man on down the lane, going for the refinery right here. And it looks like they are going to get the neutral off on it. And hipeoples wants to get out of there as quick as he can, but he's going to getting slowed by the seismic shard from Malphite there. And now Melkor comes up to help out a little bit. Got the snare, tags with the mimicked snare. Kraogg is slowed down, but was able to tag Safeguard right there from Lee Sin. Says, nope, you're not allowed. ZaberZ is alive as well. They turn around, and ZaberZ catches SifuCalvin by the Speed Shrine. Sauron comes in with the stun, gets him with the counterattack, taking him down. LeBlanc able to retreat and recall up there by the windmill. And now ZaberZ over by the refinery, trying to keep things from getting icky over there. But it seems to be okay for now. Get Sauron down the bottom half of the map. Let's see if he goes help out. Let's see if he can go and help out his friend Nekrogen down here. Jumps in, gets the stun off on Lerch. Nekrogen staying ahead of Lerch there. Got a leap strike in again, and Lerch is kiting them back towards their own tower, because this way, if they kill Lerch, they're gonna have to walk an even greater distance to try and get to the opposite tower. Now over here, got a Hextech Sweeper goes off. A couple of Hextech Sweepers went off. It looked like at the same time. Maybe no, it just was one over there, and really just chaotic engagement right there. A couple people dying on each side, but she's going to be getting the better end of the deal there with Wawix and SifuCalvin coming out and being able to turn around the windmill. And now Sauron's like, oh hey, I got this, but Kraogg is right there, so Sauron right now is just kind of trying to keep them from turning the tower over to capture for their team, but wasn't able to do so, unfortunately. Not such good at doing the 1v3 thing, especially with the ground slam from Malphite being in effect during that. Down at the bottom end of the map we got Nekrogen. Yeah, it's bottom lane. Talon taking the center relic once again because he lost it earlier, but thankfully someone was nice enough to put it back in the place where it came from. Hipeoples going to pick up the other one. Melkor in the bushes. Rake misses. SifuCalvin sees it, chased him. Apprehension goes off. MagiMelkor doesn't have any health anymore. Gets a free trip back to the summoner platform right there, and Talon gets taken out just as easily as LeBlanc was taken out, which evens up the fight a little bit. Now with Sauron back, we're going to see him try and fight with Darius right there. ZaberZ with the stun right there. Good job helping out right there, keeping Darius from being able to do anything. Snare goes off right there, but uh-oh, Sauron is nowhere near that snare. Wawix is taken down. Lee Sin picking up the KB on that. And Zyra getting a little bit of damage in on Sauron. They're going to have to head up to the upper part of the map here now. Get Kraogg up here by himself trying to defend against this. And we'll see if he's able to do it. Sometimes he pulls off the 1v3 defense just fine. Sometimes he doesn't. Safeguard over the wall right there. Hipeoples and ZaberZ fighting with Kraogg. Kraogg throws down the Garrison on the tower. And Sauron's like, I don't care that you have a fence. Jumps right over it. Counterattack, stuns. Everything's okay. Once again, Kraogg able to delay long enough for his teammates to arrive right there. Hipeoples has to safeguard on out of the fight. Sauron gets exhausted, and that's exactly who you want your exhaust on, is Jax right there. And dunk, Darius, dunk! Getting him dead right there, one after another, before getting taken down by ZaberZ's Amumu. And Point Defense is able to pull that one together, and they are able to successfully pick up the windmill. In the bottom lane, there is some Maelstroms and some Nunu. Nunu is trying to eat your minion, and he coughs up a little snowball, gets airborne. There's a sapling right there. Nunu can't eat the sapling, and it's absolute zero. Takes some damage, and oh, this is a little bit of an engagement. They're kind of committing to this a little bit here. Both of them using the ultimates right there, and Lerch eating the minion, getting that health back. Nekrogen not quite having the sustain. Sauron coming down from the top, though, catches him with the counterattack, and that's really going to help out a lot. But he eats another minion. You got to get that combat eat going on. Leap strikes on over. Counterattack not up yet. It's going to take just a couple seconds more before he could use it, and he didn't need to because he killed the guy, so it actually was just fine. Sonic Wave. SifuCalvin. Lee Sin can see exactly what's going on. That doesn't sound correct. Nekrogen neutrals the tower. Nope! Wawix has the best Garrison I've ever seen. It's like the third best Garrison. That would go on a highlight reel. Over here, ZaberZ, Amumu, Darius, Axe, ZaberZ. Oh, okay. That's basically how that discussion went. Get kicked in the head. Kraogg gets sent flying. And SifuCalvin comes in to try and kill Hipeoples, but is not able to do so. Now Kraogg getting chased away there. brownbruiser kills MagiMelkor. The point gets neutral because of minions. Wawix is like, I have a plant, and I have something to say about that. And it's chlorophyll and a cell wall, and it is dangerous. And there's a Hextech Sweeper goes off right there, wanting to reveal exactly what's going on. Shows that there is nothing in there. And we can see a little bit of damage going on right there. ZaberZ over the wall. Didn't see him on the minimap. Gets the dude. Chasing Wawix, chasing Wawix, chasing Wawix. Yep. Got him. Sauron. Nope. Can't reach Sauron with that. And Lerch is on the tower again. Nunu, what are you doing? This tower belongs to Maokai. You're not supposed to be here. You don't have a permit. Get out. The store is closed. And Melkor loves bushes. Kraogg loves bushes. Dudes over here love... Darius loves Blood Boil. Hipeoples like, no, I don't want to get anywhere near that. Doesn't care about that Storm Shield so much anymore. He thought about it. And it turns out it was not okay. Kraogg is dead! And Zyra might be next. brownbruiser's right there. SifuCalvin coming around from the other side there. And MagiMelkor has distortion away. And has double distortion, actually, to escape from that. And SifuCalvin and Hipeoples having a little bit of disagreement. I can't follow those other two guys because they went off the screen right there. Unfortunately, man, maybe I can find them. Where did they go? Where did they go? I'm not sure. No, really, where did... Okay, Talon got all the way down here during that. Nekrogen's like, oh, hi, Talon. I find you. and gets him with an airborne, a little bit of damage and stuff like that. And there's a little bit of silent, twisted advances around. Is he going to try and fight that? No, he gets exhausted right there, and things look a little bit icky for Nekrogen. Nekrogen kites him all the way over to the tower, but now there's no one to defend this. He does have his Revive Ray, pops it right away. He's going to head on back down here. He's probably going to be able to save this. Yep, throws down the Garrison just to be safe right there. Melkor comes down from the top, takes care of Talon, and now Lerch is running away from Nekrogen in the bottom lane. Meanwhile, at the top, there's 3 dudes and no one to defend it. But it looks like they're gonna trade that for the bottom lane. They have a big strong presence in the lower half of the map, so they're gonna go ahead and go for that. And Lerch is his health is just going down, 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 a burning ring of Maokai and Jax. And brownbruiser's running away as best he can, but Sauron just needs one leap strike to counterattack, stun, everything bad happens to him at once. And they're going to pick up the quest objective tower, which does knock a pretty sizable chunk off of their Nexus health, which at this stage in the game is really important. It's 20% of the remaining Nexus health. They were at 100. And now Sauron and SifuCalvin getting into a disagreement of sorts. Hipeoples up. Maokai gets with the airborne, and the attack speed slow. Things looking really bad for Sauron. Jumps out through Hipeoples. No, take Hipeoples instead. Sauron gives away Hipeoples so that he can escape. Not really, but that's at least what it looked like on camera. And now Nekrogen trying to defend this point from Lerch, but Kraogg is coming down here as well. I don't know how long Nekro is going to be able to hold this right here. He did have the Maelstrom down for a little while, but the Maelstrom got canceled, though. It's going to be a little while before he can actually turn that back on. So we'll see what he can do over here. MagiMelkor might be able to kill brownbruiser. Yes! But SifuCalvin gets him with the apprehend, causes the extra LeBlanc to pop out, and right before the double disappears, Sauron is able to jump in with the leap strike to close the distance to get in to fight with him, and they didn't hide people's. 2 people down there. We got that. Leave 1 person behind to capture the tower, just like this right here. Leave Sauron behind to capture the tower. Mumu's going to go down and try and deal with anything that's going on down here. MagiMelkor has distortion. MagiMelkor might have distortion again, but I think the mimic's on cooldown. Yes, it is. So, we're gonna. Yeah, this got turned around pretty quick there at the end by Point Defense. Point Defense gonna take the win over Cheese Enema. Point Defense go into the finals. Payzone and Child Support won their game. That means we're going to see a Point Defense versus Payzone and Child Support finals potentially coming up here. I will find... can I switch scenes? Can I switch scenes? Yes. Okay, here we go. Click the continue button. Dude. Alrighty. We are on a thing. There's a spectral lantern now. That's a thing. Okay, let's take a look at this. So there you go. It's the end of game item builds and things like that. It's all pretty cool.